Last year, the New South Wales Premier identified 12 personal priorities aimed at improving public services and infrastructure, whilst at the same time protecting the vulnerable of our state. 2 of these are specifically aimed at protecting our kids. The first is to decrease the number of children and young people re-reported as being at risk of significant harm, and the second is to increase the percentage of youth aged 15 to 24 transitioning from homelessness services into long-term stable accommodation. My name's Amy Brown and I'm a partner of PwC specialising in public services and infrastructure. I'm making this documentary to help tell the story of kids who aren't able to tell it themselves, and because I believe that those of us who have been blessed with so much have a moral responsibility to look after disadvantaged youth within our society.
It happened in one day. So it wasn't a thing of like, I think next week you should move out. It was like that day I got up and left. And it was actually Christmas Day of last year. And I had, of course, like how it all starts, had an argument with my mum, crying an absolute wreck with no money in the street, literally not a dollar. Like, I couldn't go anywhere because I didn't have an Opal card. I couldn't use my phone because I had no credit. I couldn't do anything. I had no clothes. I had lost all my friends. I was just completely alone and I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. I was just kind of hoping for the best and just having to go to my counsellor to be like, help me, I need to live somewhere. And then we called up like every refuge we could and finally one was vacant. It just made me feel like I wasn't good enough, which I hate saying, but like I feel like I wasn't important. Like I've got such a big family and not one of them, not one person offered me a house. Or like not even one person said, look, stay on my lounge while, for a week and just see what we can do. No one even said, look, let me help you out with rent. I don't feel homeless until I start thinking about it. Because when you think of homeless, you think of the people on the street in a sleeping bag, the people with a coffee cup waiting for change. So homeless, I don't know what it says in the dictionary, but for me, it means to not have a stable home at all.
You don't know where life takes you. So one day you can be happy, because I was 10 years old when I came to Australia, and I was happy with my mom and hardly saw my dad or knew him because he'd never been there. And then all of a sudden I come here and I just have to live with him. So one day I'm living with my dad, and then the next it's I'm scared and running away from my life sort of thing. Because I know what type of things he used to hit me and stuff. So I know what type of things he's gonna do. I was sexually abused by his friends when he was at work, and that also led me to leave, because when I did tell him, he didn't believe me and he just called me names I'm a prostitute, and I was all this, and I was 14, 15. I did not want to go back, did not want to see him, anything. I was scared. Sorry.
I was really lucky to be in such a great refuge. The people that worked there love their job. You can just tell how much they love their job. But I've heard horror stories of people in refuges. If someone thinks that homelessness could never happen to them, I don't think that they're really being realistic, because it's so relevant. Not even in my situation, 25-year-olds who are going to uni, but when they lose their job, and rent is so high. Even just couch surfing is a form of homelessness, and especially in teenagers, in the teenage years when, you're growing and you're choosing to be rebellious and that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't realise that. You can see a family and they'll have food and, they'll have a nice car and that kind of thing. But you don't know what they're going home to, and their parents could be abusive. You just don't know.
My first week here was like, just gave me confidence, and they counseled me as well. Like the workers, I would say, like they treated me like I was like their child basically, and that love, like, because I never, like, my mum is back in Africa, so I was like, wow, I'm like loved again. Like I felt special. Like the first time, like I felt like, wow, I'm important to somebody. Yeah, I loved it here.
If you could like imagine places like this to exist in, say, like every suburb, every few suburbs, the possibilities would be endless for kids who were out there and didn't have somewhere to go. Like domestic violence is such a big issue at the moment, and vacancies are so low at the moment. Like every refugees can take less than 10 people when you look at that, and homelessness is in the thousands. So there needs to be more of them, because that's like literally what saves lives, gives people a house, gives people a life to be able to live. Because if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't know where the people would end up or what they would do.
After I moved out, I got pregnant, and then that was when I didn't know. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, because like I was 19, and then I came here and one of the workers was like, oh, you're glowing, what's going on? And I was like, I'm pregnant. And then she was like, oh, okay, so what you gonna do about that? And I guess that's where it all started. And they called me every day. They taught me some things. They bought me like baby things, like prams and all the like baby equipments and all this. Even when I was in labor, they called me and was like telling me, like talking to me and telling me, no, this is what you sound like. This is what it's supposed to feel like, and all that. So like the girls sort of got me prepared and ready. They were incredible, but they helped me so much. And he makes me feel like, I guess, loved as well, because like he's like my family, like my own personal family. And like what my dad did, I want to teach him, like, no, this is the right way and that's the wrong way. And like a lot of people tell me, oh, he's so cute, he's gonna be such a playboy, and I'm like, nah, no, he's not gonna be like that. He's gonna have very good, respectful women and girls.
I'm Lauren and I'm 17, and I've been homeless since I was 16.
My name's Sylvia. I will be 21 on the 11th of September, and I was homeless when I was about 14, 15. And